can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch. Oh, yeah. So easily affected.
We have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
I finished up, I don't have any total, I mean, the tournament as a whole, I don't have complete numbers on because I just bet so many games.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good Juju.
The episode 5, season 1 of Gambling with Good Juju. For all of you who are new to the show, thank you for joining us. For those of you who are checking in once again, we love to have you back today. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and start off by quick solicitation for the podcast overall. If you haven't given us a follow on your favorite podcasting site, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or something else, please go ahead and subscribe, give us a like, and do everything you can to try to listen to the episodes for us. We certainly appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. We discovered the applause and the boom.
Onboard effects.
Perfect. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a follow, giving us a like. If you're on Twitter, give us a follow there. If you're on Instagram, give us a follow there at Good Juju Bets on both the social media sites.
Yeah, we're really trying to beef up our numbers beyond the
Single digits.
We're trying to bop off a couple of the Russian bot female. All right, we might have to cut that out, but yeah. All right.
No, you got to keep that in there.
I'm entertained by all this. We're good.
This is good. We're giggly now.
The other piece of follow-up was want to give a shout-out to Jay and Justin for each making orders and purchasing items off the shop. Shout out to both those guys.
Yeah, shout out Big J's Plays. J's Plays on Twitter. Yeah, thanks, bud.
Yeah, and we'll just call him Uncle Justin.
Uncle Justin.
My kids listen to this podcast.
Uncle Justin, thank you very much. Let us know what your Twitter handle is next time on the order, and we'll shout you out next time.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, boys. Well, we're here at the start of May. We did not do a little catch up last week because we were graced with the audience of Corby Craig. And once again, thank you, Corby, for joining us last week. We had a really great conversation, and in my personal opinion, he was every bit the guy he presents himself to be via the social media sites, which was a real pleasure to interact with.
Agreed. Thank you, Corby, for showing up and taking the time to talk to us about our ramblings and everything else.
Shout out Corby. I very much enjoyed I was so excited. I had to ramble on in my questions. So
it was great. Yeah. And I like to learn about I'm kind of a nerd, the tools he's building. That's cool.
I agree. I'm excited to see what has to come. All right, guys, let's dig in and talk for a little bit about how we did in the month of April. RJ, I want you to start.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, absolutely crushed it in April. We almost got to 500 downloads, so that's cool.
Yes, right. The priorities now have changed. I understand. What about from a gambling front?
Yeah, pretty standard month for me, gambling wise. About the 29th of every month, I'd make sure I just am still not good at gambling on sports. But all these promos are pretty neat. So as long as they keep giving me the promos, I'll stay afloat.
Okay. How about you, Kurt? How was your April?
it started off amazing. I think I was up 80 units, and then I had a 2-week bomb fest where I went all the way almost back to zero, and I finished the month plus 37 units.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, it's 37 units on the month?
Yeah, on the month.
Oh, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, scoreboard time. I finished 17.
17 units?
17, yeah. Shout out Bryce Young. Shout out Corby for telling me to bet on Bryce Young. Yeah, NFL draft. That was fun, right?
Yeah,
we made some money on the NFL draft.
I finished up 67 units in
neat.
the month of April. I will say that the Yukon bet was nice, but I had my best month ever outs, excluding that particular win. This was
neat.
far and away my best month that I've ever had.
Was that UConn bet in April? That count towards April?
Yeah, it was like April 5th.
Yeah, National Championship was early April. So all your futures that hit in April, all those free bets you've been collecting for months, Kurt, that's part of your 37 units profit.
Okay. I thought that was in March.
No. That's okay, though.
Hence the name March Madness. I see how you'd be confused.
Yeah. And the fact I don't know what day it is. that plays a role.
I have a couple shout outs I'd like to give since we're having this conversation. First of all, shout out Arvis. I did very well with him in the month of April.
We'll have to put his actual handle in the show notes.
Yeah, I know.
We're not going to butcher your last name, pal.
Arvis, and I apologize that I'm not going to try to butcher that name.
But thanks for coming through for Gambling Twitter day in and day out on everything.
Legitimately.
Euro League. Every once in a while, it's a basketball league I can't even figure out how to bet on. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So that was great. I've kind of settled in on what I've been tailing for baseball. So in addition to the plays coming out of the Keep Betting Discord, which not everyone's got access to, I have been tailing also the plays of Dave Koken.
Dave Koken. Shout out Dave Koken.
Who's off to a scorching hot start.
I saw that. He's like number 1 on Wager Talk for the month or something, like MLB all-time banger units.
You get in on his free plays, you make sure you play them.
Hey, pro tip there. Yeah, Dave Koken and a million other handicappers have free plays on the Wager Talk website if you seek them out.
Right. So pick the ones you like and just make sure you tail them long term and don't get caught up in short term results, positive or negative.
Yeah. Right.
So, and then the third one is Joey Tunes 2 on Twitter, following his Telegram. He's had a nice month giving out free plays.
On Telegram? We're still using that app too?
On Telegram with hashtag feed me. You only play the plays that are hashtag feed me. And he's had a good start.
Is it all baseball?
Those are all three of those. Well, no, Joey Tunes will put out anything.
Everything.
He'll do anything. His baseball performance was good for me in April. So those three guys resulted in my first April positive gambling baseball month.
Sweet.
Since I started gambling, which is awesome. Right.
That's awesome.
Between that and NHL, promos were strong. I did well in the month of April on promos as well. And those were the three main variables. There was nothing I lost money on sports-wise.
Wow, humble brag.
Right? Not my plays, though. I mean, I'm just tailing other folks. I'm giving you guys the names. I'm not sitting here saying I'm an originator. NBA. Still, NBA, I was up $4, which feels like a huge win.
That's a huge win.
That's a huge win. And I still think we all need to learn more about whether or not we want to bet NBA ever again.
Yeah, we need to learn when to say when.
Right.
I finished up 1 unit in NBA.
Wow.
The April.
Jesus, you guys are wizards.
Right.
I would have had a monster month had I not bet on NBA.
Kurt, think about how many NBA games you sweated out that month.
Every single one.
Free entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that part, but I just lose money. Josh Applebaum, been listening to his podcast daily and betting on baseball every day. So shout out him.
How's Josh doing for you?
Good. Yeah. I mean, sample size alert, but it is a lot of favorites.
I believe that's @Josh _insights.
Yeah, Josh Insights on the Twitter. And I like it because he drops the podcast like when I wake up in the morning, so it's easy to do while the kids are getting ready to school. I don't have to linger around gambling Twitter all day and try to find K-props and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing.
I need to start doing more of that because I've been really struggling to get in much action. April was my lightest month of ever in terms of number of...
Well, pause, wait. You just were bragging about how awesome it was. You're like, I need more action. Here's your sign, pal.
That's true, right? Like
Right.
I probably am doing so well because my volume is so low and I'm leaning more into promos
Oh yeah, ratio.
than tailing. Because
Yeah.
I still try to catch all the promos.
What's your good check wise? What's your ratio on promo bets to tailing people and taking sides and totals?
These days it's 50-50, I think.
50-50?
Like I'll have 3 promos and 3 tails and 6 bets and that's a day.
But like, all right, I don't want to get like crazy about it, but like dollar volume is 50-50.
Oh, in terms of profit?
No, in terms of
What you bet.
what you bet.
Oh, I get what you're saying because
Yeah.
promos are sometimes lighter.
Sometimes it's $10, $5, whatever. Yeah.
I don't have that number in front of me. I don't know that I would be able to access that easily.
Sure. It's an interesting idea though, right? It's like,
It would be below 50%. on promos wagered.
Yeah.
But in terms of return, my biggest bucket in terms of profit every month through the Picket app is always that mixed other bucket. For those who use Picket, they probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's like a miscellaneous uncategorized bucket, which is kind of a problem. Picket Sports, let's work on that. But it's good enough because I know that the majority of that is coming from the promos, which fall into that category extremely frequently.
So, like, Pickett doesn't know what sport it is when it's something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some boosted odds or something.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out Steph Curry the other night for hitting that.
Telling me. Pickett doesn't even know, even if it's an NBA, right? Like if it's the 3 NBA guys in a boost, it won't put it in NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the boosts are uncategorized by Picket. Anyway, point being there is I did profit across all those different sports, right? But that mixed other bucket was 80% of the profit on the month. Everything else was pretty small, and that one was very big.
So, second pro tip out of Pete's intro monologue. This is awesome. Bet the promos.
Right. Reduce volume and bet the promos, and guess what happens? You profit more.
Welcome to Profit Town.
So I've got a big month coming up in May. If I hit a profitable month in May, I will be at 11 out of the last 12 months profitable, and I will be doing a victory lap on both you fools. So let's see how that goes.
I mean, I lost 100 units in the month of January. So actually, it was actually 60. I'm exaggerating a little bit. So I haven't had 11 out of 12 profitable months.
Yeah.
Do you have regular variance month to month? Like is your month to month profit loss a zigzaggy pattern?
Yeah.
It is crazy.
I can't deal with
It
that.
is crazy. It's I love it. It's exhilarating.
Sure.
I'm up and then I'm down. I mean, it's life, right? The highs and the lows and the lows.
Right.
And,
I prefer to skip the lows. Like,
well, I mean,
let me hedge out of those highs and just skip the lows.
but honestly, what's the difference if, right, like one of my bad days is 4 days of you just firing off 2 bets that you missed?
Yeah, but
does that make sense?
It's 2 bets.
I understand.
I don't show up and be like, oh, I went 0-8 or 0-64.
But you might. I don't either. But you might go 1-7 over a period of 4 days.
Sure, and that stinks.
And that stinks.
Yeah.
Whereas I might lose 12 units in a day, and then
I see your point.
Gain 8 the next day or 6 the next day.
Yeah, I'm not down for that variance, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks. Like we could create a whole podcast about our different gambling styles. Wink, wink.
Right. But they are. But ultimately, as long as they're profitable in the end, that's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out us one more time for like figuring it out. Different ways.
Some of us still question how much others have figured it out.
Constantly. It's like, RJ, you don't bet enough. Kurt, you bet too much.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm not betting at all.
Right. I'll make fun of myself just as much as I make fun of the two of you.
I love it. I love how like 2 weeks ago you're like, wow, you started a gambling podcast and now you don't even want to bet on anything, RJ. And here you're like, I don't even know what to bet on.
For the record, when I say I had a light month, I had 220 wagers. Does that put you in your place a little bit there, sir?
We are degenerates.
Right. My lightest ever month of gambling, 220 wagers.
220 wagers. That is a hustle. I refuse to even count my bets. Ugh,
Yeah, me
particularly the promo ones.
I never pay attention
No.
to the number of bets, except for I knew this month was trending very light. So that's what made me start going, I wonder just how light this month has been.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah.
we've certainly cleared the air about our gambling habits once again.
All right. So, Kurt, you were up 1 unit on the NBA in the month of April. RJ, do you know how you did on NBA?
Very poorly.
Very poorly. I was flat on the month. So, I don't know what to do anymore on NBA betting because what I want to do is get in on the Celtics because they are my team. However, the cost for them to win the title does not feel appropriate relative to what we can expect. And I say that because I just went to look, can I bet in to the Celtics to win title and just enjoy that ride, which I do have a small stake in it, but not enough, then it was 135 plus 135 on BetMGM, and I go, that's almost a 50-50 odds.
Yeah.
And this is only the second round, and we just watched a 1 seed get knocked off by an 8 seed, and they still have genuine, real competition coming out of the West. I can't bet in that number, and that number does not feel fair.
It's not fair at all.
135. Yeah. And we are just a little housekeeping. That was before the Philly game, of course, when they lost the first game of the series. We're recording after the fact, so we know a little bit more than that now. But yeah, crazy amount of probability, because that's obviously not nearly as likely as they're implying to you, right? That's what you're trying to say.
There's no way that with 8 teams left in the NBA playoffs,
Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
one team stands so far above the others as to be only a plus 135 at this point.
Right. Like, you know, you put a gun to my head, and I might not even say like the Celtics are a 50-50 chance to win the East, let alone then go beat the team out of the West.
We are Celtics fans, and I think we both would agree what we saw from them against the Hawks did not look like NBA title worthy.
Absolutely not. Yeah. But that's Baker's differ, apparently. What
So-
was it? I mean, you probably didn't look, but like, what was the next team?
It's got to be the Nuggets, right?
It was the Nuggets and the Suns almost neck and neck
Like
playing
250?
each other. No, they were like in the 400 to 500 range.
Oh,
like it
geez.
was not close. It was way off the next teams.
I can't believe because now the Nuggets and the Suns, the Nuggets are plus 170 to win it in less than 6 against the Suns. So it was 5.5 plus 170 for that series with Nuggets up 2-0.
Oh, 5.5 games?
Yeah, 5.5 games.
Oh, interesting wrinkle.
So they're saying plus 170. Denver closes it out in under 6, but they're neck and neck in to win it all.
So losing one or none.
Yeah,
Plus 170. Wow.
yeah.
So let me ask this question then of you, RJ. When I see the odds for the Boston Celtics at plus 185, or plus 135, if I were to remove the fact that I'm a Celtics fan from the equation and I see a line like that, should I be looking at some of these other teams, or is it still because of the book baked in VIG not necessarily profitable, even if I think the Celtics line is mispriced?
Yeah, that is interesting concept, right? Because what we're basically talking about here is technically you can figure out a championship vigorish if you took every single team, right? But we're really talking about a one-way market because they're not offering you the no, which is like, then they can't hide it, right? So if they were to offer whatever, minus 165 for the Celtics not to win the championship, I would get a second mortgage and bet on it. Just for a little perspective on that.
So if there were the no markets to win the title, the Celtics odds probably wouldn't have been 135 to begin with. What we're saying is, if this were a two-way market,
You'd have to assume, right? There's no way it would be.
would you take the Celtics to not win the title right now at minus 165, Kurt?
I would take that bet.
I would take that bet.
I would take that bet.
I don't know. I'm a Celtics fan, but yeah.
I don't know about second mortgage. Take that bet. I mean,
2 units?
yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, you're still the Celt. You gotta realize though. I understand where the book is coming from. The Celtics have a team that is just far superior than the teams talent wise that are left in this tournament, except outside of Denver,
And
right?
they- and they don't.
It's like Denver and Celtics, right?
I don't know.
Is this just because Chris Paul went down with an injury? Because otherwise you have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker.
Right, but look at what the Suns bench is doing in this series against Denver. I mean, they're just no shows. I mean, it's Devin Booker and Durant trying to carry this team to beat Denver, and it's just not working because the Suns don't have anybody else, and DeAndre Ayton's been mostly a no-show.
No depth, right?
Yeah, the depth is terrible.
Big three situation constantly is no depth.
So meanwhile, Denver's going to their bench and they're getting production out of their guys. So the Suns were in a tough spot to begin with.
What about the Warriors?
Warriors are a sneaky team. So are the Lakers, but
What about the 76ers, except for the fact that they're playing the Celtics? They still have Embiid and Harden.
They do, but outside of Embiid, Harden, Maxey, and I guess you can include Tobias Harris in there, but the Sixers bench is atrocious too. Nobody has the depth that the Celtics have.
Right.
And I think when you take all that into consideration, plus they have Tatum and Brown, the superstars, I see where the books are going. Yeah, these guys should probably be favored. And they were there last year. So I think there's a good reason why they're priced as the favorite. At that price,
It seems a little
crazy.
steep.
It's crazy. It's
Still.
ridiculous. It should be at least 300, right? 350.
Yeah, I would say so.
That sounds about right.
I don't know because I'm not a bookmaker. I'm guessing the bookmakers are a lot better than us at this.
Obviously.
Yeah.
However, I also don't know how much they're keeping in their back pockets.
Right. Somebody
From all
posted, I don't remember if it was the Super Bowl odds or something, and every book had, maybe not Circa included, but every book had like over 25% vigorish on the futures.
And what's the standard?
I mean,
I thought it was 10%, right?
Like
Yes.
on a 110 bet. Yeah, I
Right.
guess I don't know.
But I
I'm
mean,
just saying that like, yeah.
right. I'm
Right.
just trying to think of another way you could look at a futures market with a different. All futures markets 25% plus.
Oh, like what's the standard across the board?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Circa like brags about theirs not being 25%, and DraftKings had like 29%, but whatever. Like, what else are you going to do? Well, I guess, okay, what else are you going to do? You could bet on, series stuff, series spread.
Yeah, series spread, or you could bet the individual games if you'd like.
So that's what I've been doing.
That's what
Betting the
yeah.
individual games.
I mean, not really. If I'm being honest, I'm not doing much of anything.
But that would be your way to curb that.
Which, by the way,
Right. Shout out Breezy, not betting too much on basketball and doing great. I did make one series bet. Not going to say why. Cavs -1.5. Wow, that really fell flat.
yeah, I was on that too.
I was on that too.
The whole of gambling Twitter was on Cavs over Knicks.
Talk about a team that just didn't show up.
And now it's Knicks. It's like the play-in sweepstakes. The
I know.
Knicks and the Heat.
It's ridiculous. Like, how did we get here?
So that has a lot to do with why the Celtics are so favored too, is because the Bucks have already fallen out. Like, we got to take
Of
that into
course.
account. Yeah.
So they're getting at worst a 5 seed in the Eastern Conference Finals, but they still have to get past Embiid and Harden.
And it all comes down to like how much more exposure they want on the Celtics. Like, probably none, right?
I don't want to see the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'd much rather see the Knicks.
Of course.
The Heat seem like the most boring team in the history of the NBA.
Well, they gave the Celtics fits last year by just playing that slow-paced, grind it out, walking up the floor.
I don't want any part of
Yeah,
that.
playoff Jimmy. All right, so real quick, who do you want to see them play? Insinuated, yes, they're going to make the finals in the NBA finals.
Who I wanted to see them play was the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, that'd been neat. Like
Would
the
that
beam.
have not been awesome?
That would have been fun. It would have
Yeah.
been fun. Celtics would have probably mopped them, but it would have been fun.
I mean, we probably should say the Lakers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
because that would be Celtics Lakers, and of course that would be the most epic finals.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's whoever wins that series.
I personally would like to see the Suns because I have a futures ticket on
of
the
course,
Suns that
yeah.
I can then hedge out of with the Celtics.
I think my only pending NBA future is I think I accidentally bet on De'Aaron Fox to be the most improved player. I think the last one I have in the
That's a really good bet,
Oh,
though.
is it really?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he blew up this year.
Yeah, I
If
don't
it wasn't
know.
for SGA, because I mean
who's gonna
SGA,
win.
yeah, SGA kind of came out
Yeah.
firing.
Oh, I accidentally bet on his MVP. I meant to do the most improved player, so then I had to bet on both. Gambling's fun. Shout out whoever told me to do that.
Yeah, as far as the NBA, real quick though, as far as the NBA Finals, I do want to see Suns and Nuggets. I think that's going to be an epic 7-game series, and it's going to come down to the 7th game. I already talked to Big Stevie about this.
Hot take.
I love Celtics Nuggets 7-game series. I think both teams win every game at home.
Okay, so to clarify real quick, Celtics Nuggets.
Celtics Nuggets.
Okay. I don't care to see Denver.
Hot take.
I don't know.
As a transplant from there.
Well, you don't want to see Denver because Denver's probably the team that can beat them. I mean, you're not scared of the Lakers.
I just think that it would be a more entertaining matchup against other teams than the Nuggets. I feel like the Suns or the Lakers would be the most entertaining matchup for the Celtics. You got LeBron, you got KD, you got the up-and-coming superstars on the Celtics. I know you got the Joker, but the Celtics don't really have like a superstar across from him, right?
Right.
So you've got
Matchup
more of those
wise.
superstar matchups with Tatum versus KD and LeBron than you do with the Joker.
That makes sense.
The way Denver plays through him as well doesn't really cater to an enjoyable game against the Celtics, in my opinion. But I'm also not an expert on this, so I'm just going off of my own personal
Joes. We're all Joes.
stuff, you know?
I think it plays right into a high-flying, high-scoring game, like 120s to 130s.
Nuggets, Celtics?
Yeah, I think a high-scoring, fast pace, not anything slow. I mean, I think it's everything you would dream of if you were an NBA fan, because the Nuggets are going to get out and run. I mean, Jokic is going to take the ball and he's going to push it up the floor. The Celtics are going to do the same. They do that better than any team, is run the floor.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm looking at this from the superstar matchup potential, and this is where you know NBA basketball better than I do. I don't even consider that into my criteria.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
folks, don't listen to me.
Right.
Listen to Kurt.
Well, you have a good. I mean, you have a good point. I mean, who wouldn't want to see KD and Booker go up against Brown and Tatum, right?
Right.
Or Anthony
Yeah.
Davis and LeBron go up against.
Hot take from me, maybe lukewarm take. I don't want to see Kevin Durant pedal in the whole NBA ecosystem and go to the NBA Finals.
That's true. I don't either. I'm with you on that.
I would rather see LeBron James flip his team twice a year and make it than that.
I mean, I would like LeBron to go and lose.
Well, of
I would
course.
love to watch that.
Yeah.
I have no animosity towards KD.
Really?
I don't know why it is in his scenario. I almost feel sympathy. I think he's being his genuine self. And I think that's why I feel sympathy for KD, because I see the mistakes that he makes as very genuine human error, like the stuff he was doing
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah, burner accounts.
The injuries aren't his fault. The wanting out of teams hasn't been as acrimonious as it has been for other players leaving teams, it's felt like to me. At the end of the day, I think he was just a really young kid who came into the NBA and grew up in front of us.
Yeah.
And some of the mistakes that he's made are very natural for that growth process. So from my perspective, I like Kevin Durant and I kind of want to cheer for him. So go Suns. So Kurt, you're on the Nuggets. I'm on the Suns. You want the Lakers, RJ?
Or the Warriors.
Or the Warriors?
I'll take them both, I guess. It's because then you get a rematch. That's kind of fun.
I don't want the Warriors. I'm tired of the Warriors.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
go
who
away.
isn't tired of the Warriors now that Sean Livingston? Shout out to Sean Livingston.
Right.
He's not on the team anymore.
But if you sign back with the Warriors tomorrow, we'll all root for the Warriors.
Super fans.
Right. Sean Livingston on the Warriors works because we've all played against Sean Livingston. Shout out us. Another little casual drop there. St. Philomena versus Concordia Lutheran.
Oh, man, you should have seen him try to guard me in 5th grade.
I was actually explaining to my brother the other day that my bucket list jersey item is an autographed Sean Livingston Concordia jersey.
Sharp. That'd be sharp, yeah.
And for those in the audience, Concordia is the local grade school that our grade school, St. Philomena, played against.
Same colors. Yeah, weird.
Right. Yeah, they were the same colors, aren't they?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so as for the NBA playoffs, I'm not going to bet into these futures markets because they're all one-way rigged, even the teams that we think are viable.
It's a hard bargain.
Maybe instead look into some series spreads or just bet things game to game.
Yeah, that's fun. Also, just don't bet on it. Because we stink at this.
This is for what I'm going to do with my limited action.
Yeah, okay.
So I acknowledge that.
Don't, yeah, and everybody, I know I said it, don't get a second mortgage and bet on anything. That's bad. Bad financial advice.
All right, so we've got a little bit of a handle on the NBA playoffs. The other thing we want to talk about today is the Kentucky Derby.
Ooh, baby.
I'm excited for the Kentucky Derby. I have a history with sports, with horse racing, going back to when I was 8 years old, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went on a family vacation up to Chicago, went to the Arlington Heights racetrack.
R.I.P.
I was only 8, like I said, so I couldn't gamble. But what I could do was walk up to the counter with my older brother, who could gamble, hand him the money, point at the screen, tell him in front of the cashier what horse I wanted, and then he would place the bet and give it to the cashier.
Okay. Were you the only kid there, or is there like kids everywhere?
Good question.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. I don't remember the answer to that question, but no, this was not a family typical event, I don't believe.
I'm just trying to picture it, right?
Weird, right? It's
It
my
seems
family
weird.
vacation, and my parents are not gamblers at all.
Your family vacation was 2 hours away.
But my aunt lived up by there.
Ah, okay.
So
okay.
we went up, and we normally did go on other vacations
Sure.
further away, but we
Yeah.
did one summer do the Chicago vacation.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
I
we
gotcha.
stayed with my aunt, and she lived not too far from there. So one of the things they did
Yeah.
was, let's go to the horse track.
That's awesome. I'm jealous I never went. Actually.
And the best part was, of course, I lost because I only got $10, so I could only play like $1 or $2 per bet. By the time I was done at the racetrack, the cashier said, "Oh, screw it," and let me start placing my bets directly with her.
Oh my God.
So this is actually my first ever experience gambling,
Oh man, we missed that on the intro show. That's awesome.
and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, I can source my passion for this to that day because I remember it still at age 39 so vividly.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Have you ever been to a racetrack? No.
No.
Yeah, I've never been to a racetrack.
No.
Well, we are definitely making a road trip to a racetrack.
Bucket list. Yeah, we at least got to go to the OTB and bet on the Kentucky Derby race.
In
Oh.
town?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in.
Right. Do
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
We can do that. So we were trying to figure out, since none of us know anything about gambling on horses.
Right. Despite your pedigree in this, you actually don't bet on horses still, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Who does?
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea what's going on. I have no idea who won it last year.
Yeah, me either.
I have no idea how to research it. I have no idea who to trust, and I'm pretty sure those markets are less favorable to us than the sports gambling
Well,
markets.
you know how it works, right?
You bet every horse.
No, but you don't actually get the odds you bet. Like, you know that, right? No,
No, you get the odds at post.
at post. So
Yeah.
if you bet a 10-1 and everybody shows up and bets on that 10-1 and he becomes the favorite, your ticket is for the favorite.
Oh, no.
Can you believe that? Isn't that
That
absolutely
is-
wild?
That is... Who came up with that idea?
It's like a French thing or something. So it's like that's how they do it in horse racing. And I think that's why like you can't actually bet on that stuff on our regular apps. So you got to have a second stupid app.
Okay, that explains why FanDuel wants to kick me to some other... And they're like, hey, bet on the Kentucky Derby. Opt
Yeah.
in. Okay. And then it kicks me
And
to
then
the
you go
other
to
side.
another app. Yeah. I
Yeah.
did bet on horses quite often when it was like COVID. Like you could watch it on your phone. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing still, but yeah. All right, back to that. We don't know what we're doing.
All right, I lied. I also bet prior to legal sports gambling on horses a few different times.
Oh right, you were using like the burner accounts. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, so right, we know our way around a horse bet. We just have no idea what we're doing.
I had no idea on any bet. I was picking them based solely on number and name. And so, boys, I recommend we do it again.
Yeah. All right. So God bless my wife. It took her a couple of attempts, but she went and looked up all the horses that could be in the Kentucky Derby.
And to be clear, none of us have looked at
yes.
any
Yeah.
odds for any horse. So here's the setup. We actually discussed we're going to draft of the 23 names. Somehow there's 23 names on this list despite there only being 20 gates. We discussed on a prior episode that we needed to gamble in order to pay for our monthly operating budget. So having said that, we're each going to throw in $50. We're going to draft 21 of these 23 horses based solely on their names.
This is so great.
If one of the two horses we don't select wins the Kentucky Derby, all three of us are contributing $50 to the operating budget this month.
You're going to get that pen.
However, Whoever selects the winning horse will not have to contribute to the operating budget. Are we all agreed on this, gentlemen?
Yeah, and we already drew hats to see who got the coveted first pick.
Thank you.
Where, obviously, that was rigged. Speaking of rigged,
I'm not the one that drew the names.
you're the one that wrote the pieces of paper. All right, now give me my pen back.
Here you go. Okay, so this is going to go in snake order. So I will be drafting first.
Oh, yeah.
RJ will be drafting second. Kurt will be drafting third. Kurt will always get 2 picks. And then after the first round, I will always get 2 picks.
Pete forgot to mention we're going to make whoever is still listening at this point listen to this.
Sorry.
If anyone needs a reason to follow along on the Kentucky Derby, pick your team.
All right, so you're up first.
I'm up first. My first pick in the 2023 Kentucky Derby draft is Forte.
Oh, come on.
I'm making the selection based solely on the former Bears running
Obviously.
back Matt Forte.
All right, so I do have a cheat sheet here, and I'm going to cross off the first name on my list because it was Matt Forte. Top 5 Bears running back all time, right?
Yes.
All right, RJ, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to go with 2 Phils.
That's
2
a good
Phils.
one. I like that one.
Yeah, so because I have 2 children that go to Phil's.
Oh, I love that. 2 kids at St. Phil's.
All right, I'm going to have to go with one of my favorite YouTube songs of all time, Raising Cain. I'm taking Raise Cain.
Yeah, that's one of your favorite YouTube songs. I thought that was a chicken place.
That was my next pick because of Raising Cane's, the chicken place,
place,
and I
yeah,
work
sure.
in the food service industry.
Fried chicken?
Raise some Cain. Great song.
You get 2 picks.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Oh, boy.
I mean, how can I not go with Major Dude?
That's a great pick.
Okay, well, I think I'm up here, right? I'm going to go down my draft board and take Practical Move. Self-explanatory.
That is a practical move. Kurt, who was your second pick?
Major Dude.
Major Dude. Does anybody want to make a trade?
With the 6th overall pick in the Kentucky Derby draft, Peter takes Mandarin Hero. Both my children, all 3 of them, now that I have 3. Hi, Declan.
Daddy loves you.
I love you too. Love Mandarin oranges, so I'm going with Mandarin Hero for that reason alone.
Yeah, that's good. That's sharp.
And with my next pick, I'm going to go Confidence Game.
Yeah, that's a good gambling name. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it has to do with spies.
All right, I'm going to go with obviously what this is going to be, a hit show. A lot of downloads on this one.
Very
for sure.
good. Very good. Very good.
I'm going to tighten it up. Don't worry, I can fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post. We'll do it live. That's the line. We'll do it live.
Did you give me your pick?
Hit show.
Hit show.
Hit show.
I'm trying to still find it on this list, but I know it's on there because I wrote it down earlier.
I'm so happy that both these made it to me.
Mm-hmm.
They slipped in the draft. You guys left some sleepers out there, so I'm gonna. The first one I'm going with is Rocket Can.
That's a great pick. If I had seen that, I just saw it.
Oh, if I would have
I'm a
thought.
rocket kid.
Yeah, right. If I would have thought I could sing it. Yeah, that's sharp. Oh,
All
my
right.
God. All right, good. All right, you got to sing your pick from here on out.
Since I went with Major Dude, I think I should pair him with Lord Miles.
There's some of these that I don't know how to pronounce. I'm definitely not picking them.
I know. We'll leave it to Pete.
All right, so my draft board is cached. So I'm going to go with Verifying. Is that what that says? Verifying? I'll go with Verifying. That sounds silly.
Yeah, what a horrible name for a horse. Verifying. What are you verifying?
You know what we call that pick? A reach.
Bust.
That's a definite bust.
Oh, Jay.
Last place.
Doesn't make the post.
What's your name? Verifying? Yeah, we're not going to let you run. I'm going to change that name there, bud.
Well, we got so many more horses. All right, let's go.
That's awesome. All right. With the 12th pick in the 2023 Kentucky Derby Draft, Team Peter takes Tappet Trice.
Ooh.
Good pick.
You think it might be because of the sexual innuendo.
Yeah, that's what I was
You
thinking.
would be wrong. I saw it and I immediately thought of Michigan State basketball player Travis Trice.
Is that his horse?
No.
Oh.
Tappet Trice.
Right. Name, image, likeness.
Right. Does the Michigan State basketball player I've never heard of own a $700,000 horse? They're probably more than that, right?
I need a clarification, RJ. Is the name Reincarnate Jace's Road, or is it Reincarnate and there should be a comma Jace's Road?
Yeah. I don't know how I could possibly clarify that for you, but I could look on my phone. I was just thinking that too. All right, so I'm not going to pick that one right now. I'll look it up, but I'm going to take...
Wait, I have another
geez
pick.
Louise.
I'm going to take Jace's Road. And if it is Reincarnate Jace's Road, then oh well.
All right. In the background here, I'm going to try to look that up and not see the odds like that matters anymore because I've got all my heavy hitters. All right.
It definitely still matters if one of the names left on the board is a...
It's like the favorite.
The
like
favorite.
The one we don't pick. All right. Confidence game for me, please.
Pete already picked that.
Did you pick?
Confidence game is off the board.
Oh,
Nice
geez.
try,
Oh,
cheater.
God.
Wow. Party foul.
All right. Sun Thunder.
Sun Thunder, he stole my...
Oh, that's a great one. I didn't even see it.
I can confirm. Well, I don't really know, but it appears Jace's Road is the entire horse's name.
Perfect. Reincarnate is back on the board.
Okay. All right. Here we go, baby. All right. This is my sleeper pick of the draft. We're going to go with Cyclone Mischief.
You don't even need to explain it. I totally get that one.
And then this might be my last pick, right? Oh my goodness. We are getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to go with Skinner.
You have one more pick.
All right, so I'm up.
You are up.
I'm going to go with Angel of Empire.
Snipe. That was my next pick. With my first pick of round number 6, I will take Derma Sotogaki. Apologies to the horse if I butchered your name.
Sorry, horse.
I have no rationale for that beyond I wanted to try to pronounce the name.
Yeah, that was one I was definitely avoiding.
All right. We got 2 left.
I have one more pick here, and I am going to go with Disarm.
Oh,
Disarm.
you stole it from me.
All right, so I'm going to take, this may be a snafu on my part, King Russell.
Perfect.
After the greatest basketball of all time, of course.
That's a great pick for you in the last round.
So silly.
And I get the last.
Mr. Irrelevant, who
Mr.
might have the
Irrelevant.
best odds on the board. We have no idea, Kurt.
I'll start looking them up.
Is it Continuer? Am I pronouncing that right? Is that
Continuar. Yes. Continuar. I don't know.
Continuar.
Continuar.
We won't bore ourselves or anyone that's still listening with all of the odds, but I'll look up and see them now, right? Like we should do that now, right?
Real quick, let us know who has the best odds on the board. The 2 teams not taken were Mage and our good friend Reincarnate. You know Reincarnate's going to be a high odds play.
So Mage was 15-1. Reincarnate was 50-1. Number one is Forte, obviously top 5 running back in the Bears history. So that's 3-1.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait a second. Is the second best odds Practical Move?
10-1.
Is the third best odds Angel of Empire?
All right, I'll just read them all in order.
Is this the order?
Forte 3-1, Tappet Trice 5-1, Angel Empire 8-1, Derma Sotogaki 10-1. Wait, were they in order of this thing? Oh no, Practical Move 10-1, Kings Barnes 12-1, Two Fails 12. Like who cares at this point?
So I have the top 2 and 3 of the top 4.
Say it again, rigged.
I didn't hear one of my freaking horses in all of that. That's
Well, I know you took Continuar 50-1.
All right,
this is gonna be
folks.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll clean all this up, guys. Don't worry. It's going to sound great. I promise.
Stop by the garage on Saturday and watch the race with us. It'll
Yeah.
be way more fun than that.
If anyone wants to work from my house tomorrow, I'll have coffee and editing for 7 hours to get this one in line. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you have fun. Good luck with your bets on the Kentucky Derby, and we'll talk next week.
Go, yo!